Hello, Chase Parnas here. I'm going to be doing my week 3 reflection for University 101. And to kick it off, first question: what skills and habits do you have that you believe support your success as a student? And what are some skills or habits in which you may need additional development to become successful? So I'll kick it off with the first question, going off of my strengths. I think one strength specifically that stands out to me is always finishing through the line. And that can be, taken in a lot of different ways. For me, when I first learned it, it was very literal. It was finishing through the line of a football drill. It was making sure that I went all out and I didn't give up because I was right there at the finish line. I was a couple inches away. I would run through the finish line and give it my all for that full sprint. And then I thought to myself, I try to start thinking about what my coaches were really trying to get at and not just what they were trying to do for the drills, but what they were trying to teach me as a player. And I think that when I started to ask myself that question, I kind of realized that what they were more of trying to tell me was, you got to be going out, all out, 100% of the time, giving your full effort, no matter what. Even if you're finishing up, you're still running through that line. You're still giving your full effort. So this is something that, I related in football, but I also related it in, my personal life and outside of that. And whether that be with my family, with my friends, or, now I've been using it a lot with school. Making sure that I finish assignments and making sure that I'm giving my full effort on those assignments. And I think that this has helped me tremendously throughout even just these last couple of weeks. I think that I've been more motivated to get the whole entire assignment done and to my best ability. And I feel that when I do things to the best of my ability, even if I don't get a good grade, I think that, knowing that I tried my hardest I'm never going to regret that at the end of the day. So I believe in, just giving yourself 100% of the time, and going along with, maybe, you give your 100% and you don't get a good grade, right? I think that I've also learned how to fight through adversity, right? So I think that, when I get a bad grade, that motivates me even more, and it drives me even more to put in more effort next time and give 110% next time so that I can get that grade that I want. I can get that goal that I'm trying to achieve. So I feel like those are two big strengths that I've learned mainly from football, but I've been able to apply those lessons throughout different aspects of my life. So going off of weaknesses now, I think that one of my weaknesses is procrastination. I think that, like I was saying earlier, is that for me, getting, the hard part of doing my work is getting out of whatever I'm doing throughout the day and actually going to go do my work. I can do my work when I'm sitting down, I'm in a nice quiet environment, I'm going to crank my work. But actually telling myself that and saying, all right, Chase, it's time to go do work now, that's something that I struggle with. And, whatever I'm doing, I could be, going to hit the gym. I could be playing video games in my room. I could be doing mindless things on my iPhone. It's just that when I don't want to do something, or I would rather do something more, it's hard for me to say, all right, come on now. I got to lock it in. This is more important. This is due tomorrow. I got to do this now. And then, when I actually get myself to come in like an office space like this or a study room or wherever I'm at doing my work, that's when I can lock in and I can actually get my work done. So I think that half the battle is just getting yourself to go do the work. And I think these strengths and weaknesses kind of combat themselves a little bit, being that, getting myself to do the work is hard. But when I'm actually in it and I'm doing the work, that's when I'm going all out. That's when I'm giving my 100%. But I think that if I were to be able to get better at not procrastinating, then it would just be a lot better for me, and I'd be a way better student. So that's something that I need to work on. Question 2. What are some situations or circumstances that you find yourself in that support your role as a university student? And what are some situations or circumstances you are in that might contribute to challenges for you as a student? So like opportunities and threats. So I think one thing that pops into my mind specifically are my friends and just like everything that's going on at Arizona. I think that friends can 100% be like a great resource, and you have to take advantage of that resource. It's a good opportunity to have if you have friends that care for you and want you to succeed just as much as you do. So I think in terms of doing homework, or even for me, like when it's hard for me to procrastinate, my roommate will be like, come on, like let's go, like we got to go do this is due tomorrow. So especially because we have some similar classes, so we're both in it together, we're both doing the work together, we're both helping each other. So I think that in that case, it's a great opportunity to use your friend as a resource. And when you don't have an answer to a question, you don't have to go straight to the tutor. You can ask a friend, someone that's on the same level as you, someone that's on the same age as you, someone that you might have known beforehand, before going to college. So I think that being able to use your friends, great opportunity. But I feel like it kind of has like its pros and cons. So, and being in Arizona, I feel like it's great. But at the same time, I feel like there's always something going on. There's always some activity. There's always something to say yes to. There's always something going on. So, I think that friends, in that case, it could hurt you a little bit because, like I said, my friend could, go ask me let's go hit the gym. I'm like, dude, I got to get my homework done. He's like, oh, come on, let's go to the gym. Like, you can get that done later. And then I never get that done. Whatever assignment I needed to get done, I never get it done. So I think in that case, it can be hard sometimes to really focus in on, what's more important. And that can be kind of seen as a threat to me. But, in my 2 or 3 weeks that I've been here, I've tried my best to kind of balance that, because I feel like there are times you shouldn't be in your room just sitting there doing work all day, 24/7, not having any fun, being miserable. I think there are times where you got to go out, you got to go get food with your friends, you got to go hit the gym with your friends, do different activities with them and whatnot, and that kind of distracts you a little bit from the schoolwork, which I think is nice at times. But when you start getting accustomed to that and you keep doing it over and over and over again, you start falling back behind on school. I feel like that's when it can become dangerous. So that's kind of something that I've been battling with here, just having my friends as a resource, having my friends as a distraction. And I think it's just something that I need to balance out and, kind of feel it out as I go through my next 4 years here. I'm just going to have to find a schedule or a routine that works for me. Question 3, final question. How can you strategically and actively take advantage of your strengths and opportunities? What can you do to develop in these areas that you identified as weaknesses? What can you do to manage and mitigate the effects of your threats that can have on you? So, how can you strategically and actively take advantage of your strengths and opportunities? So I think it's great as a person to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. I feel like that's the first thing that you have to do is you have to take a step back. You got to look at what you're good at. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to look at what you're bad at. And you got to go from there. So if you know that once you get into your work, you're going to be going 100%, you're going to be locked in, then you know, okay, maybe I only need this time for my work and then I can go out later. Or I need 2 hours here to do this. I can go to the gym and then I can get that hour done later. But then at the same time, you got to be able to work on your weaknesses. So if I know as a person that I like to procrastinate a lot, I'm not going to keep giving into procrastinating and, oh, I'm going to do my work later. I'll go on TikTok for 10 minutes and then I'll go do my work. I'm going to tell myself in my head when I say that, because that's a natural thought that goes through my head, I'll get that done in 10 minutes or I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to say, you want to know what? No, I'm going to go get this done now, urgently. So I think that's why it's great to be able to like take a step back, look at yourself as a person and know what are your strengths and weaknesses. What can you do to develop in the areas that you identified as weaknesses? So like I just said, procrastinating, when my brain's naturally telling me you have to, or you go to the gym or go on TikTok or play video games, I'm going to tell myself, no, I'm going to do my work right now. And I'm going to get it done early so that I have time later to do whatever I want. Because I know if I keep saying, I'm going to do it later, I'm going to do it later, I'm going to do it later, I'm never going to end up doing it. So I think that's something that I can slightly mitigate my areas there. And then, going along with my friends and, being pulled in and distracted by things like that. I think that finding a routine is what's best for me. I feel like I work best when I have a routine. So I feel like right now what's personally working for me is I have my early classes, like a Thursday like today. I got 9:30 to 10:40 or 10:45. And then I've got a class from like, I forgot, it was like 12 or 11 to 12:15. So after 12:15, I go get some food. I come back home. I go right to doing the work. I don't go play video games. I don't go, my friends telling me, oh, let's go do this. Let's go do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get my work done first. Then I can go have fun later and do what I need to do later. But as of right now, I'm trying to my primary responsibility right now is going to be school and then whatever else I have after that. So I think getting things done early will definitely be able to help me so that, it's hard to say no to your friend at 8 o'clock about let's go, come over, we're going to hang out with a bunch of these people, we're going to have a good time. I feel like it's harder to say no to that than to be like your friends like, oh, let's go to the rec and play some basketball, or let's go get something to eat, or anything along those lines. I feel like it's easier to say no to that, and you gotta weigh which one's gonna be harder to say no to. And for me, I know that later I'm not going to be able to get my work done. There's just way too many distractions. So at least right now around this time, there's not as many distractions where I can really focus, lock in, get my work done. So that was my weekly 3 reflection. Thank you for listening, and peace.